The M16 rifle family is one of the most recognizable in the world, but its evolution was shaped through controversy, competition, and constant battlefield learning. And no chapter in that evolution shows that more clearly than the development of the M16A2. The story begins with the early models, the M16E1 and the M16A1, born from a revolutionary idea in the late 1950s. Eugene Stoner's AR-15 introduced lightweight aluminum, polymer furniture, and a high-velocity 5.56 round at a time when American troops still carried wood and steel battle rifles. When the United States escalated its involvement in Vietnam, the Army needed a lighter weapon than the M14, something soldiers could handle in dense jungle terrain. The M16E1 was rushed into service. On paper, it was exactly what the military wanted. In practice, it became one of the most controversial weapons in American history. A last-minute change to a dirtier gunpowder, the myth that the rifle was self-cleaning, the lack of chrome lining, and no issued cleaning gear led to severe fouling, corrosion, and battlefield malfunctions. Troops paid the price, and Congress was forced to intervene. The Army quickly corrected these problems, introducing the M16A1 during the Vietnam War, not afterward. Chrome lining, better magazines, a forward assist, and proper cleaning kits made the rifle reliable. By the end of the war, the A1 had earned the confidence of those who used it, even though its early failures left permanent scars. But the M16A1 was not the only contender for America's standard rifle. The Vietnam era produced multiple competing designs, and these rivals played a role in shaping what the M16 platform would ultimately become. One major competitor was the CAR-15 program, Colt's family of carbine and subcarbine variants. These compact weapons, such as the M177, proved popular with special forces, helicopter crews, and reconnaissance units. They highlighted the need for shorter, more maneuverable rifles for certain missions, and they demonstrated that the AR-15 platform could be adapted far beyond its original configuration. This modularity later became central to the M16A2 lineage and the eventual rise of the M4 carbine. Another competitor was the Stoner 63/63A/64 weapon system, designed by Eugene Stoner after leaving Armalite. This was a truly modular family of weapons, capable of being configured as a rifle, carbine, SAW, or belt-fed light machine gun. The Stoner system gained a cult following among Navy SEALs and Marine Force recon units. Its reliability, adaptability, and lightweight design showcased what a modern infantry system could look like. And although the Stoner 63 never became America's standard rifle, its influence pushed the military toward modularity, standardized components, and flexible mission configurations, all principles that would later guide the refinement of the M16 family. Despite these challengers, the M16 platform remained dominant after Vietnam. Through the late 1970s, the M16A1 was still the U.S. standard. But within the Marine Corps, dissatisfaction grew. Marines, who emphasized longer-range marksmanship more than any other branch, wanted improvements in durability, accuracy, and ergonomics. Their push became the driving force behind the M16A2. Throughout the early 1980s, a combination of Marine Corps demands, Army input, NATO standardization efforts, and congressional oversight produced a complete redesign of the weapon. The adoption of the newer, heavier SS109/M855 round meant the old 1-12 twist barrel was no longer viable. Issues such as barrel warping, fragile handguards, and coarse sight adjustments had to be addressed. The M16A2 answered all of these concerns. It introduced a heavier barrel profile, especially forward of the handguards, to resist bending during training or sustained fire. A new rear sight system allowed finer, more precise adjustments, a direct reflection of Marine Corps marksmanship doctrine. The handguards, stock, and pistol grip were strengthened and reshaped for better durability and comfort. The stock was lengthened to better fit body armor. The barrel's 1-to-7 twist rate stabilized the M855 projectile and its tracer counterpart, laying the foundation for decades of ammunition standardization. The most debated change, however, was the removal of full automatic fire. In its place, the M16A2 introduced a 3-round burst mechanism designed to conserve ammunition and improve accuracy. Many soldiers argued that burst fire produced inconsistent trigger pulls and was inferior to controlled full-auto fire. Nevertheless, the feature remained. In 1983, the Marine Corps officially adopted the M16A2, with the Army following soon after. Through the 1980s and 1990s, the A2 became the standard rifle for millions of American service members. It represented the first major post-Vietnam redesign, one driven not by crisis, but by experience, training philosophy, and future battlefield expectations. But warfare evolved. Urban combat, vehicle operations, and close-quarters fighting demanded a shorter weapon. Meanwhile, lessons from competitors like the CAR-15 had already shown the way. The result was the M4 carbine. The M4 carried forward the internal improvements of the M16A2, but packaged them into a compact, modular platform. A collapsible stock, 14.5-inch barrel, accessory rails, optics compatibility, and ergonomic enhancements made it ideal for the global conflicts of the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Today, although the U.S. military has begun fielding next-generation rifles like the XM7, the legacy of the M16A2 remains foundational. It represents the moment the M16 platform matured, shaped by battlefield failures, Marine precision, NATO standardization, and even the pressure of rival systems like the CAR-15 and the Stoner weapon family. From the troubled XM16E1 to the improved M16A1 to the refined and battle-ready M16A2, and finally to the modular M4, the M16 lineage is a story of adaptation, competition, and evolution. And standing at the center of that story is the M16A2. Rebuilt through experience and carried by grandfathers, fathers, and son, the rifle has served across more than 3 generations of warfighter, strengthened through design and carried by millions across decades of American military history.